Hello, welcome to another day of disappointment. Today I'll be doing more shiny hunting of Treecko. And today, like the title of the stream says, I will be getting the shiny Treecko. Or not, but hopefully I will. And there's one thing that really annoys me with the stream opening. I've again, since the last stream, I've tweaked it a little bit to be a little bit better. And one thing that really bothers me is when I'm like, okay, here's a demonstration, right? I'm in the start screen like this. When I click away from it, it just like cuts. There's probably some way to make it like a smooth transition, but I can't be fucked to figure out how. It's fine, it's okay, but it's just kind of annoying. Yeah. For today's stream, setting up was actually like probably the easiest, cleanest setup that I had for a stream ever. This is so far. I mean, obviously, I don't know. Maybe there's some technical issues right now. From what I can tell, there shouldn't be any. Yeah, so overall, went very smoothly. Very nice. So I think it's been, how long has it been since the last stream? I kind of just got into it immediately. I don't know. It's so fucking weird. Okay, so with some people that I've seen on streams, they have like kind of like an intro where they kind of just like, oh, welcome to another stream. My name is Mui and this, and today we're gonna be doing that. But it's like, I don't know. We're doing shiny hunting today. There's not much else to say. I'm just gonna be doing some soft resets. But yeah, so last time I think was 2 weeks ago, maybe a bit more. It's been some time, and since then I uploaded a new video, and some other stuff has been going on. Some of which I want to talk about, and some of which I will leave for later. But there's one thing specifically that is very relevant to, you know, the stream that I want to talk about in a little bit. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I need to kind of go over. I don't know. I mean, in terms of soft resets for Treecko, I've done since the last time. I think last time I ended on like close to 15,000, maybe something like that. And now we're at 16,455. So I am officially 4 times over odds on Treecko or Puchin. Overall, I've gone 4 times over odds for a shiny now. Feels great. Feels fantastic. Really loving it. God, I just want this to end now. Yeah, but I'm not willing to give up though. Never. I will literally like never stop. I don't care if I got like 30k, 40k, 50k. I won't give up. Hopefully, we'll get it soon. Would be extremely nice. But yeah. I guess I should probably go over like the main topic, because there's a... I didn't really plan on streaming today per se, but I thought to myself that, you know, if I don't stream today, I probably don't want to stream during the weekend. Monday I'm kind of busy, so it would probably be like Tuesday the earliest. So then I thought to myself like, I kind of want to get this kind of over with first, so that I can, you know, start doing other stuff, because there is a bit of news here that I want to go over. I mean, it doesn't really affect much of else, but I just wanted to get it out there, which is that starting next stream, which I have no clue when that will be, but starting next stream, I will be moving to Twitch. So yeah, live streams will be done on Twitch going forward, and YouTube videos will still obviously stay on YouTube. Yeah, but I don't know how many of you know this, but I actually started streaming on Twitch. That was where I first streamed, but then around a year ago, maybe, I decided that I would switch to YouTube, because I thought to myself at the time that it would be best to have everything in kind of one place, and I no longer think that. Yeah, there's like, I think I generally prefer YouTube as a platform to Twitch, but there's 2 main issues that have to do with streaming when it comes to YouTube that Twitch doesn't really have. And those are, number 1, YouTube does a awful job at like promoting or recommending your streams. The only people who click on my streams, or really anyone's streams, are people who are already subscribed to that channel, right? Because on YouTube, I don't know why, but no one uses categories, game categories on YouTube. I don't fucking use them. I don't think anyone does, right? And what that means is that basically streams don't have any kind of like there's no way of, they have no discoverability, you know? Whereas on Twitch, everyone uses the categories. So if someone wants to watch shiny hunting, they can just click on like the Pokemon category, and then they can watch shiny hunting, and they might find my stream that way. So yeah, that's like issue number 1. And then issue number 2 is that YouTube does an awful job at separating streams from videos. Like on my channel, I have a playlist where I put all of the stream VODs, and I make them unlisted because I don't want them like clogging up the videos tab or subscription boxes. So because of that, they're, you know, in the unlisted playlist, or I mean the playlist itself isn't unlisted, but the videos in it are. So yeah, I have to do that because YouTube doesn't do a good enough job at separating videos from streams itself. So yeah, those are like my main issues with YouTube and for streaming. And I mean, it isn't really going to be any kind of huge change. It'll just be a different platform, I guess, but the streams themselves should stay the same. And yeah, I have linked the Twitch to this stream's description, and also to my channel, and also the Twitter. So yeah, the only thing really that I'll miss from YouTube streaming is the thumbnails. I like making thumbnails, and on Twitch we don't have thumbnails, so yeah. But I mean, obviously I can still make thumbnails for videos, so there's that. But that's like the first thing that I wanted to go over, because you know, I thought about just announcing it on Twitter and then just doing like, you know, a stream on Twitch, but I decided that I would do one last YouTube stream to kind of, you know, announce it here, and then probably after this stream I'll make a Twitter post that announces it as well, just so that as many people see it as possible. But that's what I've been kind of planning. And I mean, for now I will be doing, you know, shiny hunting on Twitch once I, you know, move there. But I also have some other games planned that I want to play sometime soon. So streaming is gonna get a bit more, I guess, diverse in terms of what I do soon enough. But for now, I would very much like to get this Treecko. Damn, I've already done 17. I've been going at this pretty good rate. I think this stream will probably be quite short. Probably like an hour. I mean, normally they're like an hour, but yeah, because today, like I said, I wasn't really planning on streaming today. But then, you know, I got the idea that maybe I should stream today, and I fucking speed ran home because I wanted to be able to get this stream done like as soon as possible today. So the timing of this might also be a bit weird. I mean, I have streamed at this time before, but I've noticed generally that streaming at later hours might be better. But today I have some other stuff that I want to do as well, so I wanted to get this stream done fast. Yeah. I think in the future, I will try to stream at later hours, because I mean, like, the difficulty is that you'd think that since this is a English-speaking channel, a lot of the viewers might be like, you know, from the US or UK or something like that, but I mean, I don't fucking know, right? YouTube statistics only show so much, so I don't really know, but from what I can tell, it's like there's just people from like everywhere, so there's no like one time zone that's good. But generally I've kind of followed like US time zones, so that like I'll usually upload videos at like 6 p.m. US time zone time. Yeah. So for me, 6 p.m. or like US in Finland is like 12 p.m. or like 11 p.m. something like that. Pretty late, but you know, on weekends and on whatever like holidays, stuff like that, I'm usually awake at that time, so it's fine. On normal weekdays it's a bit more tough, because I have to wake up. Actually, speaking of waking up, this morning it was real difficult because I slept for fucking 5 hours or some shit. So after this stream I'm probably going to eat something, and then I'm going to go sleep. Because I also haven't eaten today. Quickly just get the shiny Treecko, and then after that I'll go do that. Quick shiny Treecko here, shouldn't take too long, you know. I have like so many plans for things that I want to do with shiny hunting and with Pokemon Sapphire and with all kinds of things, and this Treecko is just like the gatekeeper. This OST is kinda a bit louder than the previous ones. It's not too much, but I think I mentioned this last stream that I kinda remixed the OST in a way that everything should be around the same volume. But there might be something that I missed. It was a pretty rough job. I just kinda quickly tuned down some volume and put up some others, so there might be some spots that aren't great. Overall it should be fine. Definitely better than it was before. I have like a few topics for the stream. So, I mean, the Twitch thing was the first one. Oh yeah, one thing that I want to talk about is last weekend I did something really fucking cool in Pokemon Sapphire. So, bit of a story time here, or lore, or whatever the fuck. When Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire first released in Japan, so what I'm playing right now is Japanese Pokemon Sapphire, so this is, you know, the same game that released back then, the first release of Ruby and Sapphire. And in these first releases there was an issue with berries. I don't know how exactly it worked, but there was some kind of issue with like the real-time clock that prevented berries from growing. And I don't know if it's like every copy has it or if it's just like likely to happen, but it was either way. It was like a big enough thing where it was noticed like really early on, and it was like pretty annoying. And either Game Freak or the Pokemon Company or whatever put out like notices that like, hey, we know this glitch is happening, you can send in your copies of Ruby and Sapphire and we can fix them, right? But obviously, you know, they can't keep on doing that forever, so they wanted to offer other ways as well to fix it. So what they did is every future Pokemon game release, at least mainline game release, on the GBA and also on the GameCube, they included in all of the games, meaning Fire, Leaf Green, Emerald, Colosseum, XD, I think like Pokemon Channel as well, maybe Pokemon Box. I don't know if Pinball and other shit like that has it, but yeah. They included a literal fucking patcher, right? So if you link up Pokemon Emerald with a Japanese copy of Pokemon Ruby or Sapphire, you can fix the berry glitch by linking it with a fucking linking cable, and then going like, I think it's in the title screen, was I think select B you have to press, and it goes to the berry program update, and that way you can basically like patch the glitch from this game. And that's what I did during the weekend. I have Pokemon Emerald and I have 2 GBAs, so I patched the berry glitch from this game. It's like, that's such a fucking cool piece of like video game history. It was really cool. I heard of it before, but I kind of forgot that I should probably actually do it. So then I was like, oh, let's try this, and it actually worked. It's overall just such a cool little feature. Overall, I want to do other stuff as well with GBA games, since I now have this DS capture card. There are, I mean, outside of Pokemon, there aren't really many GBA games that I'm that interested in, but there is, you know, there's also Fire Red and Leaf Green, and then there's Emerald, and I think doing something in those could be kind of cool, but, you know, for now, I'll just be doing stuff in Sapphire. But eventually it would be cool to get to those as well. But then my fucking chair is making all kinds of like noise. I hope the mic isn't picking that up too much. Yeah, I don't know if there are really any other GBA games that I'm that interested in. There's what the fuck is it called? Drill Dozer, the game made by Game Freak as well. That game looks really cool. I don't know if it's good, but the OST is really good. Actually, the stream starting, like this one. This is from the Drill Dozer OST. Yeah, it's really fucking good. I think that would be a cool game to play. It also has like a really wacky cartridge, but the issue is that that game is really fucking expensive. So I don't know. Maybe one day. Maybe one day if I happen to see it at some, you know, place for cheap, maybe. But I don't think I'm gonna pay like the normal price that it goes for. That's a bit too much. There's also WarioWare Twisted. That also seems pretty cool. Overall, I really like the idea of these like weird cartridges for GBA and Game Boy Color and whatnot. That, you know, shit that has like these weird add-ons, like WarioWare Twisted has a fucking gyro sensor, and then, you know, the Boktai has like a sun detector thing. I don't know what the fuck those are called, like a solar panel. I don't know if it's a solar panel, but it has like a UV light thing. I don't fucking know. Something weird like that. And then, you know, WarioWare Twisted has the gyro thing that I mentioned, and then Drill Dozer has, I think, like a rumble pack. And then what else is there? There's a GB Game Boy Color game. That's Kirby Tilt and Tumble. That one looks so cool. I really want to play Kirby Tilt and Tumble. And it's not even that expensive of a game, but you know, the issue is that that game, it kind of requires to have like, you know, like a GBA. I don't even know what's the best option for it, because the issue is that, you know, it's a game where you rotate the Game Boy Color, right? So, you know, if you've ever played with a Game Boy Color, then you'd know that the screen is very dim and you need to look at it like straight from the center for you to be able to see it. So if you're constantly like rotating it, then it's going to be pretty difficult to see. And, you know, this DS, for example, this can't play Game Boy Color games. So I guess the SP is probably the best option, but then with that, the cartridge is like the other way, so it's in reverse, which isn't too good. So I guess the best option is like a backlighted GBA or Game Boy Color. Yeah. I don't know, I really want to play that game. It seems so cool. I don't know if there's, I mean, there's probably a bunch more like weird shit like that out there, but those are like the main ones that I've heard of. I don't know if there's anything else on the GBA that really interests me. Minish Cap? Minish Cap seems pretty cool, but I don't know. I'm actually currently playing through Link to the Past on the Super Famicom. It's pretty tough. It's pretty tough with, you know, in Japanese. There's a lot of times where I have to look up shit because I feel like I'm overall just bad at Zelda games. Like, I don't know, I feel like with Zelda games I always either think too simply of the puzzles or I think too complicated. Like, you know, I overthink it, right? Like, I never get it right. Well, I remember playing, maybe it's just because I was younger at the time, but I remember playing like Ocarina of Time, and I think I had like a lot of trouble in that game. I played it at 3DS as well, and that one's like even easier than the, you know, the original. Yeah, speaking of N64 games, actually, just before the stream started, like literally like an hour ago or something, I bought some N64 games from eBay, and there's quite a story with that. Basically, long story short, I ended up paying an obscene amount for shipping because apparently they don't do the normal shipping anymore. So I needed to get UPS, and UPS is really fucking expensive. But it's okay. It's fine. It's okay. I'm probably not gonna be getting anything else from there for a while though. I didn't know that they didn't do the normal shipping anymore. kind of sucks. I mean, I could have gotten the free shipping, but that would have taken 4 months, and I don't know if I'm gonna be home 4 months from now, so that would probably cause all kinds of annoying things with like trying to get the games. Can you imagine I would wait 4 months for them to arrive, and then I'm not even home to pick them up, and then they fucking return them. I don't know if they would even return them at that point. Maybe the shipping company just keeps them for themselves or something. Otherwise, like every region of games has like issues, you know. Obviously in Europe we have PAL games, and then in the US there's NTSC games, and then in Japan there's NTSCJ, and like obviously NTSCJ has the issue of being in Japanese, where if you don't know Japanese, it can be a bit difficult to play some games. But then, PAL is PAL, 50 hertz, really bad ports, really just a lot of censorship. It's just awful. And then NTSC, like US games, are insanely expensive. Like really, really expensive. Japanese games are, like the games themselves are really, really cheap, but then the shipping makes it kind of expensive. But then with, US games, the games are extremely expensive, and there's also shipping, well, shipping and like customs as well. So, yeah, like US games would in theory be the perfect solution because they're in English and they're in 60 hertz, and yeah, but I don't know. There's the price is just way too much, and also there are a lot of like games that got kind of fucked over in like localization. US audiences, so I kind of just like decided that okay, I'm just gonna play Japanese games in that case, and I'm gonna make some use out of translators, and I'm also trying to learn the language, so I guess it doesn't hurt to play the games in Japanese. But I don't expect to be able to play Japanese games like without trouble for at least like a good 5 years from now. Like when I started learning Japanese, I fully like knew that this would take many years, so, and I'm fine with that. So for now, I'm gonna be making all the use out of DeepL and Google Translate and whatnot. But I mean, for Pokemon is really simple. Got Hi and Ie, then right here I've got the Tatakao and then the Baggu. Is it Baggu? Yeah, there's Baggu. Yeah. And the main issue is, I guess, not knowing attack names. But, I mean, I can learn them. And also, like, I know that Treecko has Pound, and then, is it Leer? Yeah, Leer. So, yeah. I can also, like, from the attack menu, I can also tell that there is, like, on the top, no, bottom right corner, there is Nomaru, normal, right? So yeah, and then there's also the PP amount, so it's not too difficult, right? And for items, I can just look up like the name of the item in Japanese, and also some of them are like really simple names that I would know either way. Gently put 2. And actually, related to the N64 games, not too long ago, I got another CRT, TV. So I've talked about previously about how I have a small Grundig P25 449, I think it's called. This small little CRT. Wait, I actually have pictures of both of the CRTs. Where are they? Oh, yeah, right there. So this right here, that is the old CRT that I had. This is a really low-res image, but yeah, this is the one that I had previously. This small little 9-inch CRT. And it's like, in theory, this is like perfect, right? In theory, this is all that I need. However, there's an issue with it, which is that it can't do NTSC via composite. Let's get rid of it. It can't do NTSC via composite. which is very bad because, you know, Famicom and N64 and PSP, those are 3 consoles that I might want to someday be able to, you know, play on the CRT that don't have RGB. So yeah, basically, long story short, kind of sucky. Also, it the centering is slightly off. It's a bit much to the left, so there's like a small black bar on the right, and then it's a little bit cut off from the left. And it's, you know, it's not a huge deal, but it's kind of annoying. And also, like, you know, it's nice that it's really small and it can fit on my table, but then also it is really fucking small, and, you know, you'd preferably like to have a little bit of a bigger screen. So because of all of those, I very recently bought a new CRT that is, you know, you can find these things for really cheap. So I looked around for a while until I found one that was like $15 or something like that. And this one, it's a 14-inch Philips CRT with a VHS player built in. It's pretty fucking cool, and it accepts NTSC over composite, which is great. So I can actually play, you know, Japanese N64 on this thing, and that's why I actually got the games, because I'm finally able to play them, or play the console, right? I already had a N64 before, but I had no games for it. That's a very long story that I'm not gonna be explaining this time. But yeah, it's a pretty cool CRT. I've tested around a bunch of stuff with it, and it's like the overscan or whatever, like the centering isn't perfect, and you can like somewhat adjust it, but not completely. But it's still way better than the previous one, and it's, you know, 14 inches, so it's a lot bigger as well. Barely fits on my table, but I managed to get it working and everything. Yeah, pretty cool. And I'm going to be probably playing N64 on that, and then, you know, streaming it whenever I get around to doing that. That's gonna be pretty cool, I think. Overall, I'm like very happy with my current like setup for everything. Pretty much the only thing that I'm like unhappy with is my capture card. But, you know, it does what it needs to do. It's good enough. So yeah, and I definitely am not getting one anytime soon, or like a new one, because they're also pretty damn expensive. I mean, for DS games, I can use, you know, the DS capture card, and this one is like, this one works perfectly. But I mean, for the N64 games, I am going to have to use the Elgato. It's going to... Ooh, it's not going to be too great. Not really looking forward to it. I remember for the Legends RC stream that I did one stream of that game, and it was like not the last stream, but the one before that. And for that stream, I normally start preparing for streams like an hour before actually starting the stream. So for this stream, for example, I put up the stream frame, or like the, you know, the window, the fucking video thing, 2 hours ago, and then I started streaming or start preparing an hour ago, right? That's how I usually do it. But for the Legends Arceus stream, because I was using the capture card, I started preparing like 4 hours before starting the stream, and even then I kind of cut it close, because it was so like it was so painful to work with. The capture card is just awful. It's just goddamn. I mean, it's not the capture card's fault really. It's OBS's fault for not supporting the capture card properly, because like the Elgato software there, it works perfectly, but it's the OBS software that, you know, isn't too big a fan of the capture card. So I'm not really looking forward to that part of the N64 streams, but when I say N64 streams, but I don't think I'm gonna be playing anything other than Super Mario 64. Maybe Snap, maybe. If Snap is easy to play in Japanese, I don't know yet. I mean, I assume I'm going to be able to manage, but if it requires like to be able to read a lot of text, then I don't know if I really want to do that on stream, because I would probably have to use like translators, whatnot, because I've never played Snap, so I don't know how to do that. But for Super Mario 64, it doesn't have a whole lot of text, so it should be fine. But I mean, either way, I'm not getting the games for at least like 3 weeks now, so yeah, not gonna be able to do that anytime soon. But like a month from now, I might be doing those streams. Who knows? Yeah, that's kind of what I've been up to lately. In terms of videos, I haven't really done a whole lot since the last video. I did the top 10 Pokemon video, which I actually recorded that video a day before the last stream that I did. And in that video, I think I mentioned that I just recorded a video and that it was a bit of a weird one. And yeah, it did end up being a bit of a weird one. I don't know. For that video, I had a lot of different like ideas of how I could maybe make it work, and it still ended up being kind of different from what I imagined. But I mean, I think it was an okay stream, not stream video. It was fine. I think it had some good parts in it. For the next video, I want to do something a bit different, something a bit more planned out, I guess. I haven't decided exactly what yet. I have a few ideas, but I need to choose one and start properly working on it. Anything else that I want to talk about today? I'm really happy with today's streams, or this stream's thumbnail. I think it ended up pretty good. I made it in like very short amount of time, so I think I did pretty good. I mean, it's not really creative. It's kind of similar to last stream's thumbnail, but yeah, I like it. Looks good. What the fuck is this OST? This playlist has so many OSTs that are like, I recognize them. I can tell that I've heard them before, but I don't know where the fuck they're from. So I realized a crazy new shiny hunting tech for Treecko. So normally when I was shiny hunting Treecko, I always looked at like the body of Treecko, like the green, if that was different. But now I start to look at the tail, because I didn't even realize, but the shiny Treecko has like a dark red tail, which is like very, very different from the green. So because that, I imagine that that'd probably be more noticeable. But either way, if I get the shiny Treecko, I'm 100% going to realize it. There's no way that I miss it, right? But still, it's good to have like a nice, easy way to tell the shiny apart. Also makes it not as stressful when I know that I can easily like recognize it. I'm probably going to be making some pasta, chicken pasta, after the stream. I haven't made chicken pasta in like a few weeks now. Today is time. I don't actually know what kind of pasta I'm going to use for it. I have a few different ones locked up. So I think for the whole Twitch thing, I think I already updated the Twitch page to be like up to date, but I'm not 100% sure. It should be like ready, I think. Let me go check real fast. Is it like Big Brain that I do all my YouTube streams on Firefox, and then I do, normally I use Chrome. Reason why I do that is because like Chrome eats up memory a lot, and it's overall like not too great. I don't know. I should probably just change to Firefox, honestly, but I don't know. I'm so used to Chrome. Maybe I'll do the Twitch streams using Chrome, because I mean it doesn't really matter at that point. But I have like a separate YouTube channel that I use for actually like watching YouTube. I just this channel is just used for uploading. So yeah, so it's nice to have them kind of separated so that I don't accidentally, like post on my other channel or anything like that. Having them in like different browsers is good for that. I wonder when we will be getting news about the new Pokemon games. I feel like normally they've been a bit more like active with news, more consistent, I guess. Maybe they're waiting for some time to pass until they like start the proper like hype cycle. I would like to see some basic stuff about the games, like the box legendaries and maybe some characters and whatnot. I don't know if Pokemon really has any patterns when it comes to releasing information like that. People think they do, but then they always end up being surprised. So yeah, I've kind of stopped doing Pokemon predictions. I did one for last year. I did like predictions of what I think is going to happen, and I was pretty wrong. I remember, what did I guess? I guessed that we would be getting Gen 4 remakes, which happened, but I didn't guess that we would be getting 2 Gen 4 remakes. So yeah, and then I think I guessed that we would be getting some other like spin-off game other than New Snap, which so far hasn't happened. And I mean, it didn't happen in 2021, so I was wrong, but hasn't even happened yet. But I imagine we're probably going to be getting something sometime soon. There hasn't been one since New Snap, so there's probably going to be something soon. And then, what else did I guess? Oh yeah, I guess that we'd be getting Nintendo Online, or like, old games on the Switch, which seems to actually be happening because of the whole leaks, which is interesting. It's like, it's cool that the Gen 3 games are potentially coming to the Switch, but it's not gonna affect me in any way because I'm just gonna be playing on real hardware because I want like Shiny Hunt and shit. So I'm probably not even gonna get those games. But it's gonna be cool to see like a bunch of people play those games for the first time. Stuff. Maybe they could re-release like, does the Switch have a microphone? Re-release Hey You Pikachu. I've heard that game is like very bad. Like very, very bad. I want to play it, but I have no clue how the fuck I would do that. Because obviously the Japanese version would then only take Japanese commands, so that would be a bit difficult. And also, I don't know how expensive the microphone is, so yeah, I don't think that's gonna be happening. But maybe I'll watch someone play it. I've only seen like clips of Hey You Pikachu. Seems pretty cool though. Cool in concept, not really cool as like an actual video game, but like a neat idea. Coming close to 100. This is probably the fastest I've done soft resets on stream. Been fucking going at it. I don't want to, hype it up too much, but there is something pretty cool coming up somewhat shortly. I mean, I don't know how soon it's actually gonna be, but for me, in like minimum 2 weeks or max 2 weeks, at the latest 2 weeks from now, there's gonna be something pretty cool, and I'm gonna be making a video on it, and it's gonna be probably pretty similar to the whole DS video that I did. So yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, so that I don't know how long the video will take to make, but probably like a month from now or something like that. Then that might be close to there. Yeah, I'm pretty excited for that. But before that, I want to make one other video. And I'll try to also stream, because I'm not gonna be able to start Super Mario 64 until, you know, a month from now at the earliest. So then, I don't know, maybe I'll do more shiny hunting streams, but I've done a lot of these, and it's like, unless I have some topics to talk about, I don't really know if there's much point in doing these. So yeah, if something comes up that I want to talk about, you know, today I want to talk about the whole Twitch thing. But if something comes up, then maybe I'll do another one of these. But otherwise, I might just, you know, not stream for the next month and then continue once I get the games, the N64 games. Yeah, and obviously I'm still gonna be doing shiny hunting streams in the future, but I've done a lot of these in a row now. This, I think, well, I mean, I had the Legends Arceus stream, but outside of that, I think I've done like 5 now, or 4. Pretty good amount. It's time to chill with these. It looks really weird when I drink water. Yeah. I don't know why the mouth is like open when I'm drinking water. I don't know how it recognizes that. I don't know. Overall, I have like no fucking clue how this whole technology works. I just looked up tutorials and somehow learned to do it. But yeah, this is pretty cool. It's pretty nice. There are a few games outside of Super Mario 64 that I've been thinking of playing this year. Overall, I had like at the beginning of the year, I kind of thought to myself that I want to play through as many games as possible this year. And I mean, I played Legends Arceus and Elden Ring, which by the way, I actually finished Elden Ring like yesterday. Like I'd already beaten the final boss earlier, but like now I've beaten all of the bosses. So yeah. That last boss that I did was a pretty tough, pretty difficult. Not gonna lie. I don't think I even need to say their name. You probably already know who I'm talking about. But just in case there's someone watching who doesn't want to get spoiled, I won't say it. But yeah, pretty difficult. And I'm probably not gonna be taking a break from Elden Ring just because, you know, I played it for like 100 hours. So yeah, I'm probably gonna be doing other stuff, and then, you know, at some point I'll come back to it with like a second playthrough or something. But I really want to play Demon Souls this year. I've been saying that for ages now. I really need to play Demon Souls, you know? Dark Souls 1 is my favorite game, so it makes no sense that I still haven't played Demon Souls. I'll get to it this year, at some point. Like, I have a PS3, I have Demon Souls, nothing's stopping me, it's just putting it off. One issue has been that I don't know if I want to stream it or not. Maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't. At the same time, it's going to be interesting, you know, blind playthrough and everything. But also, it might be a bit frustrating if I'm like constantly getting lost and don't know where to go and shit. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it wouldn't be a completely blind playthrough either way, because I have seen like every boss in the game and every area. I just don't know how they connect. Like, I haven't been, you know, trying to like hide away from spoilers for that game because it's, you know, fucking how many years old? Like 13? So I need to I need to finish Monster Hunter Freedom Unite. I mean, I'm not even halfway through that game, but and also I don't know if you can really finish Monster Hunter games, but either way I need to play that more. I meant to play that during the last weekend, but I was away from my home. But I don't know. I mainly just played other games. There's actually, while I was mixing the playlist to like balance the volume, I added in a few OSTs myself, and this was one of them. It doesn't really fit because the rest of the OSTs are like really calm and like soothing and shit, and this one's, you know, fucking Slateport. But Slateport is so good, so I had to add it in. I think I added in maybe like 10 OSTs total. The whole thing is 3 hours, now 4 hours long, so I don't think we'll run out of OSTs anytime soon. Close to an hour. I think I'm gonna end it then. Overall, like, you know how when you wake up and you're really tired, you know, in the beginning you're like extremely tired, you don't want to do anything, you just want to lay in bed, but then like an hour after you've woken up, you kind of, you know, you kind of wake up, right? You feel a bit more energized, you can actually like do stuff. And then that lasts for like a few hours, and then after that, you again like go back to like a, you know, like a barely alive state where you just want to sleep. I'm kind of like currently right about to run out of energy, you know, because I didn't sleep a whole lot and been up for how many hours? It's been like 7. So it's a wonder that I'm still awake. How many do you think I can do in 10 minutes? Now we're 45, so we're coming up on 100 in 4. And then there, I imagine I'll get like 20 or so done. Rather speedrun these. No, imagine I now get the shiny and then I fucking soft reset over it. That would be like truly painful. I don't know how I would recover from that. I've been playing a little bit on the normal GBA lately. Because like the DS is nice, right? I like this thing, but it's not the most portable thing in the world. It's pretty big, and I'm scared of breaking it because it has the capture card, and replacing that would be awful. So because of that, I've been looking into like other like portable options, and I've been playing with the GBA, and it's pretty interesting. There's something about the GBA that I realized just like lately that I somehow hadn't realized before, which is that the GBA's like button placement is perfect for soft resets. Like it's really convenient for soft resetting. The DS is also like really good, but the SP is actually really bad for soft resets. Like the buttons are so like concave, they're like down. I don't know how to explain it, but they're pretty like difficult to push, right? The start and select. So because of that, doing soft resets is like pretty bad on the SP. I mean, like you can do it with like 2 hands, but you kind of have to use like 2 fingers for the start and select. Whereas with the DS, you can just use 1, and with the Game Boy Advance, you can also just use 1. So it's a bit more nice. Normally with the like electronics, like a phone or a game console or whatever, Usually takes like a few months of use for me to kind of get like comfortable with them, and that I don't like fear that I would drop them or anything like that. Um, in the beginning when you get something like new, you're always kind of scared of like dropping it or like handling it with care, you know. But with this DS, that has not happened. I'm still fucking scared of damaging this thing because, yeah, it. I don't. I actually recently looked at the DS capture card site, and I think there hasn't been any capture cards for sale since like I think like 5 months or something at this point. So yeah, I really really don't want this to break. That would be awful. And there's always the option of getting like a Game Boy player if that happens. Overall, it's like thinking back on it, I probably should have just gotten a Game Boy player. Like it would have been so much more simpler. Um, the one thing is that with this, I can also play DS games, but I mean, right now I don't really plan on playing any DS games. Maybe I'll do like Soul Silver one day, but for now I'm doing like Sapphire, and I also talked about like Violet or Leaf Green and Emerald. So yeah, it's gonna be very very far off in the future. But yeah, I mean, obviously now that I have it, it's like, yeah, I'll take this DS over a GameCube player or a Game Boy player. But would I do it all over again? Maybe not. It was a bit of a journey to get this thing. I mean, I do enjoy those kinds of like, projects. They're fun. There's like, I mean, I already kind of foreshadowed this, but there's currently like a thing that I'm doing that I will be making a video on eventually once it's done. It's kind of similar to the DS video, and actually something that I considered doing was like a bit over a year ago now, a year and 6 months ago now, so like a year and a half. I got the Super Famicom, right? That was also a whole ass fucking adventure, right? There was a lot of things that went into getting that to work. Um, and I never made a video on that. So I at one point considered making like a video, like going over that whole story. But I don't know, it happened like a year and a half ago. I don't remember all the details. I don't really remember like everything that I was like feeling at the time outside of like despair and agony. So yeah, it would be pretty difficult to really like retell it properly. Um so yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be doing that. But for the future, if I ever have any kind of like cool projects like that, I will make a video out of them. Overall, the DS video is probably the best video I've made. Maybe, I don't know. Tough to say, but it's definitely one of my favorites. Absolutely. Moving around. Up and down movement isn't as good as the left and right. Maybe I should buff it a little bit so that it moves a bit faster. I don't know. And it's good as it is, but it wouldn't hurt to make it better. This is very out of nowhere, but I just thought to myself, where the fuck is like the next Pokemon movie? Because it's already been like, well, no, I think it's only been like a year since Coco. Okay, that explains it. But I mean, they have been doing like, I think yearly releases for movies, haven't they? I think so. Because I remember that the second movie was movie 2000, so I assume that came out in the year 2000. And right now we are at the 23rd movie. So yeah, it has been yearly movies. So in that case, I guess there hasn't been one yet this year, but I don't think there's even been like an announcement of one yet. I would assume they would announce it by now. Interesting. Overall, the new Pokemon movies, like the 3 new ones, I've seen some like split opinions on them. Some people seem to like them, and some people seem to not so much like them. But I enjoyed them. I think they were pretty good. A lot better than the previous Pokemon movies, that's for sure. I haven't watched all of the Pokemon movies, especially some of like the Gen 6 and Gen, oh god, I hate the mic, Gen 7 movies. But I remember like 1 through 5 was pretty good. I've only seen 5, the 5th one, like once, but I remember it being okay. The first 4 ones I've seen like multiple times. they're pretty good. They're pretty iconic. And then the Darkrai movie, the 10th movie, that one was really good. The rest of them, not so much. There's of course like some okay ones, but they're a bit mediocre outside of that. But the new movies have been good. Overall, there hasn't been any new mythical Pokemon since Sarud. I think Sarud was announced in 2020, I think. So yeah, I wonder what's been up with that. In Gen 7 they had like Marshadow, Megirna, fucking what is his name? The fucking yellow electric type. I can't fucking remember his name. And then what other one was there? Volcanion was Gen 6. I think Melmetal was Gen 7 as well. Meltan and Melmetal. Or any other ones? I don't remember. I can't fucking remember the name of the electric type. You know, I can't remember. But yeah, Gen 7 had a lot of them. And Gen 8 so far has had Sarud. That's it. Pretty weird. And I guess they kind of did like extra legendaries with like the fucking, what do you call them? The Urshifu and then the ponies. Gaslier and then Glacier. I think that might be wrong. But yeah, they had those legendaries, so maybe that's why they felt they didn't need to do more mythicals. I mean, overall, Gen 8 didn't have any Rio either of legendaries. They had 2 Reggies, but that isn't really the trio, right? Overall, kind of weird. They kind of slowed down on the legendaries, which is actually a really good thing because, goddamn, we've been having a bit too many of those recently. Gen 6 and 5 had like 17 legendaries. Well, actually, Gen 6 didn't even have that many, but it had a lot of mythicals. But Gen 5 was the fucking worst. How can you fit that many fucking legendaries? One gen. And most of them aren't even good. It's the biggest problem. We are at exactly an hour. Okay. I'm gonna do up to 80. Yeah, let's do up to 80 and see if we can maybe get it by then. I doubt it. Maybe I should have more optimism. Maybe that's the issue. You know, think of it as a half full Treecko, not a half empty Treecko. Yeah, I think that's how the saying goes. This is also 100% an OST that I added in myself. There's no way this OST is in the playlist otherwise. A good OST though. Big fan. yeah, we're wrapping this up in 3 soft resets. So I guess I should start outroing already. Yeah, next stream, whenever that may be, I do not know. But whenever it be, whenever it be, it's gonna be on Twitch. So yeah, and I mean, if there is some issues with Twitch that I haven't foreseen, some things that I don't like there or something like that, I can, always come back to here to YouTube. But I'm gonna be trying to switch back to Twitch. Yeah, so next stream is gonna be over there, and I honestly do not use Twitch that much. I just check every now and then if there's like someone interesting live, and then I might watch them. But I don't really like, actively, wait for streams to start or anything like that. I just watch whatever might be on, right? So I don't really know how well like notifications and stuff like that work. But if you want to be like notified of when streams happen, then follow me on Twitch, Twitch and Twitter, Twitter mainly because I'm gonna be posting there. And yeah, if you check like Twitter often, which I do, I check it quite often, you can probably see like a tweet of like, hey, I'm going live, whatever. Yeah. And also I'm probably going to be, if there's like an interesting stream that I think was good, then I'll probably, make some like highlights of it for the YouTube channel as well. So that's also a way to, I guess, catch the streams in a way. But yeah, that's the 80th soft reset, or the 130th soft reset, and we did not get the shiny Treecko. What a surprise! What a shocker! After 16,580, we still have not gotten it. Wow. I am in pain. I just want to fucking get this shiny Treecko. I'm probably gonna be trying to do some soft resets off stream as always. And again, if I somehow by some miracle end up getting it, I'll post about it on Twitter. Main point being follow me on Twitter. Yeah, that's that. It was a fun little short stream. Talked a bit. Yeah, I'm ending it now. See you someday. Maybe